I would say that
you.
technically your opponent, as far as units and setup go, he would have an advantage if two things were true.
Here,
A, if he had
pause the
any
replay.
chaff. Oh,
Pause the replay.
Okay.
Oh, I have a question for you. There's 2 enemy melting points. What is my answer to this? You know me too well.
Yes, I know you too well. So I'm going to start saying it. Just going to say it starts with a W and ends in War Factory. I mean, you do have an absurd amount of sledges, so Sledge spawn should do something here. I'm actually not entirely sure how that even works with these sledges. Do they just get added to the link?
Yes, they do, but that's not what I was thinking of. I had 2,000 in the bank, so I decided to go for a steel ball for the steel division solely to gum up the melting points.
That is also a good one. You are basically... No, not basically. You are literally making a chaff factory at this point. Oh,
and
boy.
Here you can see me here trying to work out the economy to see if I can get everything I need. So I would need steel ball, steel division, 2 war factories, and the steel ball production tech.
I'd honestly start selling void eyes or something at this point to finance all of that. But yeah, the opponent has legitimately no chaff. Also, he once again would have been completely open just to tower snipe here and just gum up his units for the entire first 9 seconds of the match.
Yeah, here's that wasp distraction I was mentioning.
Oh, almost evil.
Yeah, so you can see here, I don't...
Go ahead.
You can see I don't have the exact money to afford what I want, so I'm going to go for a wasp distraction and hope I can survive to the next round, which I probably should.
You have a leg up on something here, and that is the ability to use the undo button. Because for the people who have been playing this game for a while, the undo button is an extremely recent thing that we just haven't used before. We still have that melter insta-locking one of the sledges, so we definitely will need to change that sometime in the future. But for now, I don't think there's much that can stop these wasps from just dominating, honestly. He does have a good amount of chaff clear, but nothing against wasps. Now here I go again, I'm talking so much. Go ahead.
Oh, well, I really have nothing to say. The wasps did their job. I deployed them on the right flank specifically to destroy the... Or not destroy, distract the melter, sorry.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting them to obviously destroy it outright, but they served their purpose well enough here.
We'll see if they can still destroy it here. Because that melter is healing and it's doing so much damage that nothing can just kill it.
Yep, but you know what this did? This bought me time.
Yeah.
Because you can see they destroyed most of the forces. There's only 2 melting points left.
And you have so much money this round. Ooh, almost 3k.
Yep, I think you see where this is going.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, show me the war factories. Reduced upkeep steel ball production. Drop a steel ball and you have to sell something for mech diff.
Yep.
Ooh, well that's a nuclear option against wasps. Just buy 3 level 2 Mustangs.
Yeah, I think this guy overcommit to AA.
Oh yeah. In a way, I'd honestly say that fighting at lower MMR often is a bit of a... Like, wasps can definitely be something that the opponent overreacts to. If you just drop a single wasp in, like, round 2, there's a good chance your opponents are going to be dropping Mustangs at the entire board the round after. And it will just potentially be really ugly for them. If you have a board that counters Mustangs. Well, here it is.
The steel division.
So basically the opponent has been destroying his economy the entire game long, and you have now actually pulled the trigger on having a good economy.
Yep, there's a kill switch.
And he's also using money on consumables, so, well, this is gonna be ugly is all I can really say. This is gonna be ugly. We may need some fire or something like that to get rid of these Mustangs, but we don't have fire badges, so it would have to be Vulcans, I guess. But at the same time, we're just dominating so hard here, and the melters can't do anything. The steel boys, you can see, they just ramp up the damage, and they start not caring. This is well over 10,000 DPS from a level 1 steel ball, every single one of them. Even a melter with 200 and change K just can't compete with that. So is so far everything going according to plan, or rather according to the replay before it expired? I would assume
Yeah,
so.
the Void Eyes basically did nothing.
Yeah. Alright, that's good. Now this round is like the round where everything the opponent has been doing wrong is coming back to bite them heavily. And yeah, these steel balls, they count up the damage like nobody's business. This guy has over 100,000 as a single level 1 unit. Great. He can pump out level 4 stuff now. Never use the improved worm. Probably wouldn't do anything good anyway.
And the War Factories are durable enough to face-to-face beat them.
Exactly. War Factory is a good counter to worm, I think. Ooh. Abyss is a good counter to War Factory. But is that Abyss ever going to actually be shooting at anything other than crawlers and balls?
This is the thing, I hard read this. I didn't read the Abyss specifically. I was expecting something like Wraith or Overlord. So I got a Phoenix production because I was lacking on anti-air.
You are definitely lacking anti-air. But you already have those marksmen. And those guys can do damage no matter what the giant is. Oh, he's going for disintegration and leveling that thing. Let me get this right. He buys an Abyss and gets kinda the only ability, excluding efficient maintenance, that doesn't really do anything with level. And that also doesn't do anything against chaff units, by the way. They just don't care about health, they usually die in one shot anyway. Well, here comes the army of birds. Even the sledges are just gonna laugh this off. By the way, healing sledges, one of the best counters against abysses if they have a level up on them, or 2, I think. Okay, now he's locked onto the sledges. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see that the Abyss was like gummed up with all those steel balls and crawlers.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and there comes the Phoenixes to finish it off too.
Yeah. And we are just making Phoenixes, and you can easily just see that the opponent doesn't... The Melter doesn't get to play the game here. He just doesn't. He has 2 heal things. By the way, I think the item cancels out the tech here, as far as the amount of health goes. But yeah, ouchies is all I'm gonna say. Ooh.
I think here's a weird bug though. If you go back, you can play one more round because I think for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, for whatever reason, I don't know why. But it lets
this
you,
is probably because something changed down the line and it ended earlier than it should have for whatever reason. Yeah. I don't know.
Right, he did. I remember. Yeah, he did survive with that very low HP.
Yeah, this is one of the replay bugs when something is expired. It just ended sooner because technically the round result shows that this was the end. But I guess we get a bonus round here. And here is the sledge production. Here it is. You never go anywhere without putting at least 3 or 4 techs on your war factory, do you? Provided the game round is high enough to get the economy for it.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly don't even know why he's doing that missile. Like, seriously. We have 3 packs of leveled Mustangs here. I wager they can get rid of these wasps without much anyway. Without any real problems. If nothing else, those guys need range so they can clear all the chaff units that are coming in. Like, if we look at this side, there is 2 chaff clear units on the board here. And that's why, like, the mass amount of chaff is just absolutely going ham here. Let's just speed this up. Alright, I was worried for a moment that it would be broken, but no. Alright, let's watch the last glorious round, because I don't see how this guy could win on any patch with this setup. There just is no chaff clear. Unfortunately, the abysses are taking all my frames. Disintegration is really hostile to the frame rate. If nothing else, the war factories get hurt by it, but if they never even if they never get finished up by anything. This only causes them to lose HP of their current number, not the total number. So while the war factories are going to continuously get lower and lower the more the abysses shoot at them, they are never going to go to 0, as far as I understand it, at least not in any reasonable time frame.
And they're still stuck shooting all those steel balls.
Yeah, abysses were not it. If nothing else, you should have picked the missiles, because that could have done something to clear the board.
Well, even then, I had the anti-missile tech on the war factories, which I could pick up next round.
Yeah. I mean, if he wins a round big, there is not going to be a round next round, but yeah. This just wasn't working out for him. He invested way too much in big units, big marksmen, big melters, and threw his money away, and never got a sufficient
Mustangs too.
I honestly think the Mustangs were fine, but he would have had to drop more of them and put range on them, and then they could have actually done some good. Range on the Mustangs and more of them, put elite marksman and double shot on the marksman, and then you suddenly have something that should be able to do some damage, although I'm not sure that, like, at the current level, those marksmen would probably not be enough. But with the added chaff clear, and he also never had chaff of his own. This is just a big board. But big boards don't win, smart boards win in Mechabellum.
So even with the double melting point, I just decided to go, you know what?
Yeah.
Let's throw in the war factories.
The reason why it worked so well is because he just doesn't have any chaff clear to speak of.
That, and he bled away his money enough for me to save up that much. Because normally I would not save up that much.
I would absolutely love comparing the amount of money that's on the board here, but I don't have an easy way of calculating that. But the amount of money has to be staggering that you guys are differing. You never even picked up temp range, never hit rapid resupply in the round that you were most likely to win. No need. Alright, that was this round. I'm just gonna see if the recording is fine. And yeah, because I botched a bunch of recordings, which is why unfortunately some videos will not be shown on the channel. The audio quality was just absolutely garbage. But thanks everybody for watching and listening, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Until then, bye.